So for the Los Angeles Raiders, there is Tom Flores, the head coach, a record of 6-3. They got off to a quick start. They were 4-0. Then they lost 3 of their last 5, so they kind of came back to the pack, you might say. Kansas City's record is 4-5. Kicking off will be Chris Barr for the Raiders, and for the Kansas City Chiefs, number 27, Otis Brown is set for the return. Off on the wings is Deron Cherry on the far side, and Durwood Rockmore on the near side. The temperature, it's in the low 60s, overcast, 30% chance of rain. They say we might even have thunder showers. But it's a pleasant afternoon so far for football. The crowd standing, and we're underway at Arrowhead. Otis Brown will down the ball in the end zone. So Kansas City will start on their own 20-yard line, first down. Let's look at the offense. Bill Kinney, the quarterback. He'll be throwing a lot. Brown and Jackson are the running backs.
Here we see the wide receivers, Carson Marshall, and Beckman. Will see Willie Scott also at tight end.
And that offensive line for Kansas City, their prime responsibility today will be to protect the quarterback. They are going to throw the ball. Their rushing offense, only 35 yards against Denver last week, only 55 yards against the Raiders when they played last month. Carson in motion. Kenny to throw. Just what you expected. And it is incomplete, trying to hit the Otis Brown coming out of the backfield. It will be second down and 10. Rod Martin picked up the coverage. And speaking of the Raiders on defense, their basic set is a 3-4. But now, as you know, situation defense, you will see everybody in and out for both the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Raiders. A defensive front 3, Howie Long, Reggie Kinlaw, and Lyle Alzado. And as we mentioned, they are a big play defense, and we'll set the rest of them for you in just a moment. Second and 10. Billy Jackson. Jackson has 5 yards to the 25, so it will be third down and 5 for Kansas City. Rod Martin and Ted Hendricks, the outside linebackers, were there for the Los Angeles Raiders.
Charlie, and you mentioned Martin and Hendricks. Those are the 2 big play people at the linebacker position for the Raiders. Martin and Hendricks are the guys, if you're a quarterback, you got to watch out for, because they can cause fumbles, cause interceptions, or get in there and sack the quarterback.
And while you're watching Ted Hendricks move all over the place, it's Rod Martin that'll slip in and make the tackle. Third and 5. Ken Thomas in the backfield from the shotgun. Bill Kinney. Pressure. And he is dropped. They will rule an incomplete pass, but it was Bill Pickel, the rookie from Rutgers, who was coming, and he nailed Kenny, who is still down. Pickel taken in the second round of the draft, number 71.
We'll take another look at it. The Raiders are number 3 in the entire league in sacks. Boy, I'll tell you, if you want to ever play in the National Football League, you don't want to play quarterback in that situation.
They rule an incomplete pass, bring it back to the 25. It is fourth down and 5. And Jim Arnold, with a 41-yard average, is in to kick to Greg Pruitt. So the Raiders should have excellent field position when they move on offense for the first time. Short kick, fair catch. 42-yard line. Raiders in their own territory. Yards on the punt. Mark Wilson, of course, the young quarterback, with Allen and King, the running backs.
Kamal Muhammad will be in there replacing Cliff Branch, who is out again this week with a hamstring pull.
And the offensive line for the Raiders, they're more a containing offensive line. They will say they're a pocket line. They block for the pocket for Wilson to throw. Wilson comes out throwing. Over the middle, pass complete to Todd Christensen, the tight end, into Kansas City territory at the Kansas City 48-yard line. It will be close to the first down. Thomas Howard makes the tackle along with Charles Jackson. Defensively, Still and Bell, the defensive ends, outstanding.
The linebackers, Jackson. Charlie Jackson is really the outstanding big play man in their defensive line corps.
And that secondary led by Deron Cherry, the free safety, who has 6 interceptions. The chains are going to come out for a measurement.
Charlie, it's interesting to note that both teams, both offenses, start off by throwing the football, both on play-action passes.
We expected it from Kansas City. Did you expect it from Los Angeles?
Well, L.A. has been very successful throwing, and I think what he was really doing was looking for one of his wide receivers who are his big play people. Christensen was just his outlet, but Kansas City is, like we said before the ball game, has got to protect Kenny more than they're doing so far in this ball game. That's not the way they want to start off the ball game with a sack.
First down, Kansas City 48-yard line. Wilson to throw again. Over the middle again, incomplete. We're back, Arrowhead Stadium. This is Charlie Jones, Bob Griese. No score between the Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City has the ball for the second time. Bill Kenny, the quarterback, is back in the ball game. He was sacked at the end of the last series. Check to the scoreboard, as you can see. Other games going on. Kenny has pressure, and he's stopped at the 11-yard line. Loss of 9. Jack Squires was the man who got him, number 58.
Charlie, as we mentioned in our pregame show, the thing that the Chiefs offensive line has to do is protect the quarterback. They're not doing it very well so far. 2 sacks in 4 plays.
4 wide receivers in for Kansas City. Bill Kenny, the quarterback, steps back into the end zone, drops it off in the right flat to Billy Jackson. Jackson to the 15-yard line, so he picks up 6, but it will be 4th down and 15. Mike Davis, the strong safety, makes the tackle, and Bob Nelson, the linebacker, was also there.
That was really a no-win situation for Bill Kenny. 3rd and 21 from your own end zone. The Raiders dropped 8 men back in zone coverage. They weren't going to let him throw the ball downfield. Throw a little swing pass, will come up, make the tackle, punt the ball away.
Jim Arnold will be kicking, and Greg Pruitt is set for the return. There is no wind today, not a factor at this point of the ballgame. Better kick this time. 37-yard line. Here comes Pruitt. And he's wrapped up at the 43, about 6 yards on the return. 47 yards on the kick. Hang time, 4.2 seconds. Steve Spotter makes the tackle for Kansas City. No score, 10:09 left to go. First quarter. Here's the draw, Marcus Allen. He was cut off inside, saw it immediately, jumped to the outside, has 2 to the 15. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Lloyd Burris, along with Gary Spady, make the tackle. Little fake, play action, lots of time, loops it into the end zone, and it's there. Touchdown. Frank Hawkins. Hawkins is kind of the unknown man in the backfield for the Raiders. You know about Marcus Allen. You know about Kenny King. Touchdown pass of 15 yards to Frank Hawkins. His 4th touchdown of the year.
Watch 27, Frank Hawkins. He makes a fake, slips through the line. Now he's heading to the top of your screen to the far corner. Wilson reads it all the way. The wide receiver on that side had taken his man across field, clearing all that out, putting Hawkins on a linebacker. Good execution. 6 points for the Raiders.
And a drive of 57 yards. Chris Barr will attempt the point after. And it is good. So the Los Angeles Raiders are out in front by a score of 7-0. Kansas City first down their own 34-yard line. Billy Jackson fighting his way for 3 yards to the 37. It'll be 2nd down and 7 as Rod Martin and Reggie Kinlaw make the tackle for the Raiders, and time will run out in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. After the first period, the score: the Los Angeles Raiders 7, the Kansas City Chiefs nothing. We'll be back in just a moment to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Raiders leading the Chiefs by a score of 7-0. Kansas City with the ball. 2nd and 7, their own 37-yard line. Carson in motion. Not that good a handoff. The Otis Brown. 43-yard line. Should could be maybe a half a yard or a yard shy of the first down. Let's look at the statistics in the first quarter. Pretty close. Time of possession, Kansas City, but the score, of course, to Los Angeles.
Exactly, and the surprising thing, the Chiefs are out rushing the Raiders. The Raiders with Marcus Allen, and the Chiefs really don't have that outstanding runner that you look for, but like we said, they need to establish some kind of run to get their passing game going.
And now Nick Lowery will come in with a field goal attempt, his longest in his career, and he had it this year, 58 yards. The line of scrimmage, the 36, should be from about the 43. Let's see where they set up an attempt of. No, they're going to set up at the 44, an attempt of 54 yards. They're no win. And a chance to pull within 4. Kinney is holding. Chance for a fake. I think they'll go for it here. High snap, gets it down. Has the distance. He's got it. From 54 yards away.
We said before the ball game, Charlie, we feel like Nick Lowery is the best at his specialty in the National Football League. He still gets excited. He kicks them through there like they're short field goals or extra points, but he still enjoys the game.
Raiders 7, Chiefs 3. And the last time that they met, Raiders won at 21-20. Lowery's field goal attempt, the last seconds of the game, blocked by Ted Hendricks. This one is good, 7-3.
The defensive backs will jam the wide receiver. They can only do it 5 yards. They can do it 10 or 15 yards if the ball is never thrown.
It becomes a running
runs
play
outside the pocket, or if he scrambles downfield. So the referee's got to make sure that the ball is actually thrown.
Intercepted. Chiefs have the ball. Albert Lewis. Check it. It's Durwood Rockmore. Rockmore, his 3rd interception of the year. And that is the first turnover by the Raiders. And Rockmore, he's going to keep the football. Kansas City will have the ball at the 29-yard line of the Raiders.
Charlie, the Chiefs have 18 interceptions this year. That's 3rd in the National Football League.
Now 19.
Now 19 is exactly right. Here we'll see a replay. This is a short pass over the middle. Wilson looking at his man all the way, and when you do that as a quarterback, the defensive backs also see where you're looking.
From the 38, an attempt of 48 yards. In case there's a bad snap, they'll still have another opportunity. No reason to take a chance. Good snap. He's got it from 54. And now from 48. And the Chiefs pull within 1 with 6 seconds left to go in the first half. So only 50 seconds, 5-0, separate the 2 field goal attempts by Nick Lowery.
Bill Kinney is the holder, gets it down in good shape. Boy, it takes a big load off of your offense if you got a kicker that can put it through there from outside the 40-yard line. There's Warpaint going in for a little halftime refreshment. he says, I could use a little more exercise, though. I'm sure these Chiefs score a little bit more. He'd love to run around a little more.
But in reality, you can credit those 3 points to the defense. The interception, Durwood Rockmore. And that's what set it up.
Now Flores can't be very happy with his offense again turning the ball over. Played the entire first half without turning it over. Interception immediately leads to 3 points.
Let me ask you something. You gamble here with an onside kick and a long field goal attempt, 6 seconds left to go. You pulled within 1, or do you try and go in the halftime into the locker room?
I think they're satisfied just going in.
Well, it was just a thought. Here's Clee Montgomery on the return. 25. Pops it to the 30. You're around the 36-yard line on the return, but with that play, time has run out in the first half. Dean Prater makes the tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. So, The Raiders out in front by a score of 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Then the 2 field goals within 50 seconds of each other by Nick Lowry. Now let's look at the statistics in the first half.
Not much difference in rushing or passing yardage. Total yardage about the same. Turnovers are even. It's a pretty even ball game. Time of possession is a little bit in favor of the Chiefs, but the real story is the lack of offense by either team and the dominant play of the defense, and it doesn't seem to it's going to get any better, Charlie, with the amount of rain that's falling here. It's got to be a plus for the defense.
The Raiders from their own 26-yard line. Wilson opens up with a little play action slip, and the pass is incomplete at the 40-yard line.
Get used to a wet football.
Third down, 15, sack Kansas City. Art Still got the sack. 2. That last play good for 8 yards. Kenny goes deep over the middle. Carson has it to the 20, to the 15, 10. Ball is loose. Raiders recover it. And it is a turnover. Los Angeles has the ball. Ted Watts comes up with a fumble recovery.
I think that was Lester Hayes who came in from behind and stripped the ball away from the receiver.
Against the Raider defense is not all of that much. Oh, here's five. The Chiefs will have the ball inside the Raiders' 10-yard line. It's a run. Brown. Touchdown. Listen to the crowd. Hawkins would he be the lead blocker? Marcus Allen, the ball carrier. That's what they do. And Marcus Allen has the touchdown. That is his 6th touchdown of the year. And we now have a tie, 13-13, with the extra point to come.
Just straight ahead blocking on the offensive line. Marcus Allen gets the ball deep in the backfield so he can see where he's going, and all he's supposed to do is the catalyst.
85 yards in 11 plays. The extra point is good. And the Raiders have the lead right at the end of the first half. Little play action pump fake goes right deep. Has a man. Good coverage. Excellent defensive coverage by Lester Hayes. Carson to the 5. To the 3-yard line. 3 yards. But he needs here 2 more yards to it. Has a man. The score is 20-14 Chiefs.
And if the Raiders go down and score, Charlie, get a touchdown, and the game ends that way, it'll be the exact same score as it was the first time, 21-20 Raiders. But that's a long way to go and a lot of time to play.
Plunkett has pressure, but gets it off. It is pulled down by Frank Hawkins. A gain of 9 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Gary Green with the tackle. Timing pattern. It is caught by Dokie Williams.
Can't say enough for Jim Plunkett. He goes back just a little lob downfield on the rookie Albert Williams. Rookie against rookie. Dokie Williams wins that battle. It's 20-20, Charlie.
Remember the shot of Plunkett on the sideline? You said he might, next year he might be the comeback player. He might be the comeback player this year. Now, 20-20 to break the tie. Raiders have the lead again. 21-20, and that is the score of the first meeting in the Coliseum. But here we still have 3:49 left to play. We'll be back with the kickoff. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Raiders lead it 21-20. Not only was this the final score of the last time they met in the Coliseum last month, deep far side, double coverage, it's caught! A great play by Anthony Hancock!
It's a little play action on 1st down. Kenny throws it into double coverage. McElroy and Watts, double coverage. Hancock takes it away. That's not McElroy, it's Davis. But he takes it away from the receiver. That was a poorly, should have not been thrown, Charlie. It was double coverage, and he was covered well. They got away with something right there.
And they got away with 51 yards, more than half the length of the field. Billy Jackson. From 33 yards away, an attempt of 43 yards. He's hit from 54 and 48 in the game. Good snap, down, terrible kick, he misses it. In the rain, the Raiders celebrate. Did he slip going through? Was it the footing? It just kind of squirted off.
Charlie, it wasn't a good kick at all. I couldn't see whether or not the hold was good or whether he slipped or whether he just missed it.
Here's the kick by Ray Guy. He gets a good one off. J.T. Smith chases it back to the 17-yard line. Hang time, 4.9 seconds for Ray Guy. Otis McKinney makes the tackle now. 39 seconds left to go. I'm amazed they didn't take the timeout. Maybe our statistics are wrong. Maybe they don't have a timeout remaining. We had them with one. That's the only thing I can think of.
The scoreboard here at the stadium shows one timeout remaining. What you do by not taking that timeout, Charlie, is give away 30 seconds. They could have stopped the clock. They'd have a minute or so left. There's always ways to stop the ball. Incompletion, throw it out of bounds. Now they have a timeout. They may not have enough time to use it.
From the 30-yard line, Kansas City in their own territory, first down, 39 seconds left. Raiders lead by one, 21-20 from the shotgun. Phil Kennedy. He throws deep, incomplete. Carson, the intended receiver, 34 seconds. It is intercepted. Rod Martin with the interception. Martin heads for the end zone. Martin scores a touchdown and slips as he tried to spike the ball. Interception, touchdown, worst spike of the year award, and the ball game for the Raiders.
The happy Tom Flores and a disgruntled John Mackovic.
You said earlier, Hendricks, you watch, Martin comes in and grabs it, takes the game away, and he does it right here.
Hendrick gets the attention. Martin makes the big plays, and here he comes. This is the ball game right here. This puts the cap on the bottle.
Now watch this at the end. Oh, that's right. That's got to be the worst spike I've seen.
You think they won't have some fun back in the L.A. Raiders film room when they show that? They'll be getting razzed about that for weeks.
Extra point. It is good. Raiders 28 and the Chiefs 20 with 3 seconds left to go. And the only thing that I can think of is that they checked with the officials. They said you do not have a timeout remaining and the scoreboard is wrong. That's the only thing I can think of. Surely they would have taken it prior to the kick. Then they would have gotten the ball with a minute and 3 seconds and some time to win. A joyous victory for the Los Angeles Raiders. 28-20. The Raiders record now is 7-3 with 6 games to go.